Hey everybody, I want to do another dog thoughts video today, and today's dog thought is going to be the distinction between the dog as a breed and the dog as just a dog. All right, so all my cards on the table. I believe God made dogs. I don't know what they look like way back then, but he made them. And over time, we as humans have been able to take God's creation and tweak it for our purposes, which is pretty cool. And when we do that, as I'm saying, we as like people, we breed in certain things that we want, certain characteristics that we want. So your herding dogs are really good for herding sheep. They're super smart. They're really athletic. So your German Shepherds, your Belgian Malinois, your Australian Shepherds, all your Shepherds. Your guarding dogs are really good for guarding. I have a Bull Mastiff at home. He's one of my dogs. He's a really good guard dog most of the times when he's not sleeping. But that's what he's bred to do, right? So we create these dogs to do certain behaviors or to act in a certain way. And then when they do those behaviors too much and when they're not supposed to, it's really easy for people to say, well, that's what they're bred to do, right? And we forget that at the end of the day, they're still a dog. So they're still part of the dog family. So there's a lot of things that we can teach the dog to do at that dog level. That's basically what dog training is we're speaking dog. We're talking to the dog part of the dog, if that makes sense. And then once they understand behaviors we want, it helps us understand maybe some of the things that they were bred to do. But a lot of what dog training is we're telling the dog, I don't want you to be your breed until I tell you to. And then I want you to turn it off when I tell you to, right? So a great example are your canine, like your police dogs, like super smart, tons of energy, high drive, just great working dogs, right? But when you watch them in action, what's happening is the handler is telling that dog when he's supposed to be his breed, if you want to think of it that way. So now it's time for you to smell for drugs. Now it's time for you to go chase that bad guy and bite him. But when I tell you to let go and stop, you have to. And so I think what is helpful for us in dog training is being able to know the breed that you have, know what they were bred for, know some of their characteristics, because it can be helpful when you're dealing with maybe a dog that's a little bit more vocal or things like that. So, again, a great example would be my Bull Mastiff. He's got a bark, and that's part of who he is. That's his breed. Is if you come and knock on my door, he is gonna let everybody in the house know somebody is at the door, and he is on full alert. Now, it's my job as the owner to tell him, "Thank you for doing your job. Now, go to your bed and stay there until I tell you to get off your bed." Right? Where that could go awry is if I was to say, well, he's a Bull Mastiff, that's what he does, and he doesn't have any structure or obedience to go with the breed, and then you got a problem on your hands. No matter what breed you have, you can have a little Shih Tzu dog, and if you don't give it structure and tell it what to do and feed its kind of dog nature, you're going to have a problem on your hands. So it's not the size of the dog, it's not even the breed of the dog. As far as a lot of the behaviors you can see, they just might be more amplified in different breeds that you come across. So just something to keep in mind when you're doing your training. If you have a behavior that you don't like or that is problemsome, if that's a word, know that or resist the temptation to say, well, that's just fill in the blank. That's just that breed. I would tend to say, no, that is a inappropriate behavior from a dog. And we are going to work with the dog to stop that behavior or minimize the behavior or allow that behavior, but only in certain quadrants of your life, right? So that's kind of my dog thought for the day, the distinction between dog breeds and just the dog as a dog. And yeah, happy training. We'll see you next time. Send me your questions if you got them, and we'll see you later.